Welcome back. Well, a big cool down on tap. That's just around the corner. But we do have a little more mild weather before that. Let's start things off now and show you the HD Doppler. Not a lot of activity out there. Hardly any clouds to really even speak of, and no rain moving through the area. The one thing to keep in mind with this cold front that it is planning to move through, not a lot of moisture associated with it. So here's where this thing's cooking right now. Way up into Canada, we've got a big chunk of cold air, and that's going to continue to drop down over the next few days. Boy, I can't speak anymore, can I? All right, so here's how this cold front's going to play out for us, all right? Throughout this evening, it's going to start moving our way, but for the most part, it's really just stalling out right through Montana and the Dakotas. We're not going to see a lot of effects of this until Monday starts to roll around. So tonight, we'll see a few increasing clouds, but relatively a clear night across the state. And here's how those temperatures are going to play out. Cool into the 30s in most locations. I did drop Walsenburg a little bit more than before, about 38 degrees there, 33 into Pueblo, and 37 into the Springs with a few 20s and 30s into the high terrain. Tomorrow, not a bad one, looking at the mid to high 70s into eastern Colorado, mid 70s into the foothills, and 50s and 60s into the high terrain tomorrow. Now, we are expecting it to be a bit breezy tomorrow due to that front starting to move our way. So kind of a warm breeze out of the west is just going to kind of complement these temperatures tomorrow. But let's take things out a little bit further into the future. Here's where things get interesting, all right? So we start out fairly mild. We'll take you to Sunday night at about 11 p.m., all right? That cold front's going to start moving into the area as Monday rolls around. So right about Monday at 4 p.m., that's when that cold front is expected to start wedging in. High terrain likely going to pick up a few flurries out of this storm, but again, for the most part, it's just going to be a big cool down. That cold front will continue to slide through the region into Tuesday, and that's going to keep those daytime highs into the 20s. Oh yeah, it's going to be a cold one. Again, the reason we can't rule out flurries with this storm is the air is just so cold that any little amount of moisture in this system will likely produce a few flurries. So here's how it's going to play out over the next 7 days. Not bad again into your Sunday. But then Monday, Tuesday, that's where things get interesting. We're going to hit that 62-degree mark on Monday, likely right around noon. And then, like you saw, about 4, that's when that cold air is going to move in. So Monday night down into the teens. And then we're looking at the 20s for Tuesday and Wednesday. Again, just a slight chance of flurries pretty much all week long. Don't get too terribly excited about those flurries because, again, we're not expecting much in the way of accumulation, maybe a light dusting into the mountains and whatnot. It's just going to be so cold that we're going to see a few flurries kick off there. Into Canyon City, we're looking at starting out the week at about 63 degrees and then the 20s. Yeah, 24 degrees for your daytime high. So we are looking at an absolutely brisk week ahead with teens for overnight lows and even the single digits once we move into Teller County by Wednesday evening. Yeah, a whole whopping 6 degrees is what we're looking at. I promise that's not a typo. And all these forecast models are finally starting to come together, and boy, they are looking cold. So again, just a chilly one. Once Tuesday starts to roll around, you'll definitely want to get the winter coats out ready for this next week. It's going to be brisk.
Looks like I will not be leaving my condo.
I know.
On
We're going to get a phone call that Jonathan's not coming into work. Wonder why.
Yeah.